He was a champion, a superstar. Not that I ever heard of him on the news, but while I watched him from above, it was like there was this voiceover narrating his incredible attempt to cross that gigantic arm of icy water that lay by the large abyss. It felt huge. The ice people, I don't know how to call them, stood on top of icebergs along the way to watch as he did his magic. He was using a small boat, it looked like a kayak, and started rowing softly, avoiding the frozen rocks. Then the current seemed to catch him. No, he began to row a little faster, and suddenly jumped to a small ice block. He started hopping from one block to another, incredibly fast, as some of them started to move towards the waterfall. I could not believe my eyes. What was he doing? The voiceover was explaining that he aimed the next vessel he strategically had placed some point ahead. And there it was, a large, box-shaped boat, apparently designed for deeper waters. The most dangerous part of the quest had approached, it seemed. I felt blessed to witness such thing. It looked so real, so intense. From the top, he was just a tiny man, but the things he was doing, he was like a spark floating over the monstrous body of water. At some point, he made a big leap and reached the boat. At that point, the river became a bit clearer, without many icebergs, but dangerously narrow. He was caught between the mountain and the waterfall, and had to approach the edge a lot. The tall box of wood was leaning back and forth, and it looked like he was losing control of it sometimes. No one dared to utter a word. My heart was racing. I got closer to the surface of the water and landed on one of the rocks by the base of the mountain, just in time to see him finishing his journey and being celebrated as a hero by the folks standing on the top of the hill. The energy was so intense that it caught me as if I was there and did all those things. I felt invincible. After some time, he approached me and invited me to join him. Suddenly, it was like I was made for that. I felt ready. I had a stand-up paddle board with me, so I started rowing. He had already crossed the entire river and decided to challenge me. I don't have a board and a paddle. Still, I accepted. I was freezing cold. I started rowing and tried to get away from the borderline. He said something about not going too deep with the paddle. I barely heard him until it was too late. Going far from the fall did not get me out of danger. I noticed a very big creature following me. I felt like I was going to panic, yet I didn't. I focused on my breath while waiting for him to tell me what I needed to do in order to get out of that mess. I knew he would not let me be there if I was not really ready for that. He came to me and told me to start rowing slowly, just scratching the surface of the water. My body was shaking all over. All my senses were screamingly alert. Then I reached the part of the river with a lot of rocks and looked back. The creature had vanished. We were in the middle of the river, and there were some people in boats there as well. More people came to congratulate him. We stood there, just enjoying the cold and invigorating breeze. At some point, a group of youngsters started to play fight, and we let ourselves in. Life was good.